I prepare for a home appraisal? Friends, I'm Leigh Brown and welcome back to the Realtor Tip Series. Now, if you are selling your home, there is a high likelihood that the people buying it are getting a mortgage and that the bank giving them that mortgage is going to require an independent appraiser to give a verification of that value on the contract. If you are the home seller and you know an appraiser is coming to your house, here's what you want to do. Make sure it looks as good as it does for a showing because you want the appraiser to understand why those buyers wanted to buy it. Make sure that there's access to all of the doors and walls and compartments and that nothing is locked or blocked off. And make sure that the utilities are on and frankly, make sure the grass is mowed. So get it looking as good as you can. Now, we know some of y'all might already be packing up by this point. So just scoot the boxes to the middle of the room so an appraiser can make their way around. They're not in your home for very long. They've got to pull a tape measure and they want to make sure they can lay eyes on all of the important components. Now, if you're a buyer who's buying a house and you get an email from your bank that tells you how to prepare for an appraisal, alert, 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 because the appraiser should be visiting the house with the permission of the home seller. You, the buyer, if you are being alerted as to how to prepare a house for appraisal, you may be looking at an automated appraisal. Let me tell you why, as a buyer, you don't want that. The current trend right now is to ask buyers and their agents to do the following. So you may receive something like this, a home preparation checklist, which will tell you some of the same things that I just told a home seller to do. However, there's some other items here that have to do with making sure that the ceiling fans are off because it can mess up the photos, to make sure the humans are out of the way because it can mess up the photos. Y'all, what's happening in the appraisal world is that there are now data gatherers going into homes that are putting this information together and they're sending it to somebody behind a computer who will then put the value in one place. Understand this, friends. Desktop valuations have a place. Automated valuation models are great information for cocktail parties. What they are not, though, is a human being. Our independent appraisers bring a huge amount of value to the table. If you're the seller, that's the person who's going to understand how your house sits on its lot. They're going to understand the streetscape. They're going to see what's happening in and around your property. They're also going to smell it, and then they will know if there are additional issues. And by the way, buyers, you want that same independent appraiser to find all of those attributes for your benefit as well. And let's be honest, friends, this all benefits the bank that is underwriting that mortgage on the property. So if you're being asked to do the work of an appraiser and you happen to be a realtor, say no, because you don't want to violate appraisal guidelines. If you're being asked to be a data gatherer, please understand that the best benefit to your buyer and seller is an independent appraiser who will come lay eyes on the property and look at it with a 360-degree view. Appraisers matter. It's an important part of the process. If you have questions about buying or selling a house, call this girl. My team and I, we will help.